As the United States and Israel mourn the sudden death of Senator Lindsey Graham, Iran is openly scorning his passing. Calling his life nothing but a dark record, Iran's foreign ministry is mincing no words after Graham's sudden demise, portraying the veteran senator as a man whose career stood for aggression and war. With one of Washington's most outspoken Iran critics gone, some in Tehran hint that a name has vanished from Mojtaba Khamenei's revenge list, yet the regime still refuses to grieve or soften its tone. Iran's foreign ministry issued a formal statement on Lindsey Graham's death just hours after posting a cryptic initial reaction, turning what had begun as an ambiguous hint into a clear, hardline denunciation of the late senator's legacy. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmaiel Baghaei went on record describing Graham's life's work as a dark record, signaling that Tehran sees his decades in Washington as defined by malice and support for policies Iran considers deeply hostile. Iran's foreign ministry said, and I quote, "The angel of death is just." For such an individual, whose entire life's legacy was malice and support for aggression, nothing but a dark record will remain in the minds of people. The death of this hot-headed and sharp-tongued senator will certainly not grieve the heart of any free person. Unquote. The spokesperson further emphasized that no one in Iran would ever mourn Graham's death, underscoring how deeply he is disliked in Tehran and how firmly the regime wants to distance itself from any sense of sympathy.
Definitely our people are not going to say the prayer of loneliness for Lindsey, son of Florence, city in South Carolina, tonight. They are not going to our people and the people of the region and free people around the world. We're mourning clothes for a creature that based a philosophy of his life on aggression, war, violence, and terror, and boasted about being the biggest supporter of genocide and manslaughter in our region. Considering the Memorandum of Understanding's 14 clauses, the Americans have, in this brief period, in one way or another, slaughtered its various components. From the beginning, we also said, commitment in return for commitment. We will continue to fulfill our commitments as long as the other side remains committed to its obligations. We have also demonstrated this in practice. Wherever the other side violated its commitments, we too did not carry out ours.
Lindsey Graham died on July 12 from an aortic tear, a sudden medical emergency that struck just 2 days after he visited Ukraine, where he had once again voiced strong support for Kyiv in its fight against Russia. Earlier, Iran had posted a cryptic message following reports of his death, hinting at satisfaction without naming him, before Baghaei's full comments made the regime's stance unmistakably clear. Amid a wave of revenge rhetoric pouring out of Tehran, intense speculation swirled online about the circumstances of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham's death, with many refusing to accept it was natural. On July 12, Senator Lindsey Graham's office announced he had passed away following a brief and sudden illness, a statement that did little to stop the flood of theories already spreading online. Graham was widely regarded as one of Washington's most outspoken pro-Israel voices, with a long record of hardline anti-Iran positions that made him a frequent target of Tehran's anger. Within hours of his death being announced, social media posts began connecting Graham to Iran's published revenge lists, speculating that his passing may not have been entirely natural. However, as C14 News noted, no evidence or official U.S. government statement has been released supporting any claim of Iranian involvement or foul play in Graham's death. Reports said the Iranian outlet Raja News, linked to Mojtaba Khamenei's circle, posted photos of Graham and other officials alongside the deeply ambiguous caption updates to follow. That post poured fresh fuel on already raging online speculation, even though the true meaning of the phrase and the intent behind the post remained entirely unclear and unverified. Iranian state television reportedly celebrated Graham's death live during a news broadcast, turning the announcement of an American senator's passing into a moment of public triumph. The anchor used the word eliminated to describe Graham's death, a loaded and deliberate choice of language, while offering congratulations to the Iranian nation on air. The broadcast characterized Graham as a warmongering anti-Iranian American senator, framing his death as the removal of a figure Tehran had long considered a personal and political enemy. All of this unfolded against a backdrop of sharply heightened U.S.-Iran rhetoric following the latest round of military escalation, where both sides have been trading threats of assassination and devastating retaliation.